Well, hi everybody, and welcome to the first of what I hope will be a fairly regular slot in the midweek, where I'm offering you what I'm calling 2 minutes of wisdom. And who knows what it's going to turn out like. Sometimes it might be talking about what I'd spoken about on Sunday, sometimes it might be a poem or a song. We'll just have to see how it goes. But I wanted to connect with you in some way in midweek and offer you something to help with the bump and grind of daily living. So last Sunday, I was talking about some words that Jesus said in our gospel story. He said to the Pharisees, "My Father is always working, and I am working too." And Eugene Peterson paraphrases that by saying that God is always doing something. God is always doing something, even when we can't see it. And I guess the question is, putting that into practice in life, how do we notice, or do we notice what God is doing? Earlier this week, I was working hard at home, trying to get stuff together for a service and getting frustrated because I just couldn't seem to find a coat hook to hang the piece on that I was writing. I was kind of getting a bit more and more frustrated. I'd already spent too much time on it. And then the doorbell went right in the middle of this. And so I'm already going to the door, a bit kind of hacked off at being interrupted. And there in the door was a young lady who I didn't know. She had an American accent. She explained that she was from New York and she was trying to track down the grave of a family relative. I get kind of calls like this maybe a dozen times a year to the front door. And I have some resources that I can dip into to try and help people locate graves. So I went and got them and we stood on the front doorstep, and the name that she'd given me was quite a common name. So I was flicking through these books trying to find, and there's loads of references to look up to try and identify the grave. And so we must have spent maybe 5 or 10 minutes trying to find whether the grave she was looking for was there, and I couldn't find it. So we kind of said our goodbyes and she left, thanking me for the help I'd given her. But it was only afterwards that I realised that actually I hadn't dealt very well with that young lady. I'd done what I could in terms of trying to help her solve her problem, but I hadn't really related to her as a person. She'd offered me some information. Her boyfriend was in seminary in New York City working towards some kind of ministry. I didn't find out what she was doing. I didn't find out anything about her story and being over. I just dealt with the immediate question that she'd asked me and then left. And it was only afterwards I realised that I'd kind of missed an opportunity. What was God doing in that encounter? What was God doing in that situation that I had missed? Because I was busy, because I was stressed, because I wasn't in the moment. Now, if the doorbell goes just now as I'm recording this, I'll probably make exactly the same mistake again. But I think there's something in this about being aware and being in the moment. I always remember someone in ministry saying that his real work was in the interruptions. And that's not just true of ministry, I think that's true of life. So if we're serious about working out what God is doing, we have to be paying attention to the things that come our way in life. And I'd encourage you today, as you go about daily life, try and have that thought in the back of your mind. If God is always doing something, what is God doing right here, right now, in this situation? Try that out this week. And I hope you get on well and that you notice things and engage with things in ways that you wouldn't have done before. All the best. God bless.